Hello, I'm Kevin. I'm the old boy. I've been with SWIG right from the beginning, over 20 years ago. We think it's important that you as students get our perspective as well as the lectures. The lectures will give you all the technical information, the legal things, all the theories behind social work. What we can do is tell you what it's like on the receiving end, from a user's perspective. We can tell you what it feels like to have social work seen to you and help you. We can tell you the theory as we perceive it as users. So we think we add to the course by giving you that unique user perspective. I particularly enjoy lecturing, for example, because it's something I've done for many years. So hopefully during your 3 years, you will have a lecture or two from me, and it gives me a chance to really dive into a particular subject, like disability. What does it mean? What is it really all about? And the reason I think that is really important is that when you come across people with disabilities, as you will, no matter what area of social work you go into, how you react to them will determine how good your intervention is as a social worker. For example, many people look at me and think that because my voice is a bit odd and my facial contortions are not usual, that I've got learning difficulties. Now, if you want to work with me, then if you take that as an assumption at the beginning, you're not going to get very far, because I'm going to turn off right away. But you'd be surprised the number of professionals in inverted commas that come at me and talk, hello, how are you? Start talking down to me. I switch off long before I got to the end of the first sentence. And that's the kind of thing we can give you that maybe the lecturers are not in a position to. That is why we think we're important. So see ya. Hi, this is I am one of the 12 years of students.
Hi, my name is Anne. I'm one of the co-chairs of SWIG. I have worked in disability advocacy training since 2000 in Oregon, USA. I've been with SWIG since about 2010 after moving back to the UK. I got involved with SWIG after being put in a day center by a social worker who didn't know how to help me. Because of how my disability affects me, I look more disabled than I really am. Anyway, the day center wasn't a good fit, so somebody put me in contact with SWIG and the rest is history. SWIG works closely with the social work teaching team on a number of projects. We are here to give students an insight into what everyday life is really like for us, but more importantly how to really interact with service users as equals. We do this in a number of ways, such as lectures and co-production projects. One project we have done that I particularly enjoy is Perspectives, where we work with a group of students over a few weeks to produce a short video about a story or topic that the service user chooses. Another project that SWIG developed and leads is Debate Day, where we work with students on putting together and arguing a case. We do this through a series of mock debates. Having service users teach social care can be so valuable in so many ways. For example, It allows us to share our experience and knowledge with you, the next generation of social workers. You are learning from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Look forward to working with all of you soon.
Hello, I am Joanne Hurst. I am the co-chair of SWIG along with Anne. Our aim in SWIG is to educate students as to the reality of living with any form of disability. To help with this, we have a Create project depicting a real situation experienced by a member which students must interpret to their own understanding of the situation using a variety of mediums. Our message is that we are people and deserve to be heard. Our opinion is as important as anyone else's. We are also the best people to listen to when it comes to what we need in life. As students or potential social workers, we like to feel that you have the patience and compassion to listen and work with us to everyone's advantage.
My name is Christina Sweeney and I'm a member of SWIG. Now, I've been a member of SWIG for many years, not exactly sure how many, but my accident was April 2004 and hospital and rehab and all that 18 months later. Then I got involved in SWIG. What SWIG does exactly, it helps give students an insight into the lives of disabled people. So they're not just reading it on pen and paper, they're seeing it in real life. And it helps them to understand a bit more about disability. And I do a thing in SWIG called Create. Now this is where I myself work with a group of students, and we also have a drama student, and we make up bits of drama using the story of disability in a bit of drama, and then we show it to the rest of the students. And one part that I had one year, it was called Alice in Blunderland, where they used the disability story in an Alice in Wonderland setting for a show, and it was just really great because it meant students could get a real insight into the reality of a disabled life. And I just feel like SWIG gives equal opportunities for everyone to feel involved and to love life, and I really appreciate it.
Go. I'm Lucy Chappell and we're both members of SWIG. One of the things we're going to talk about is the kind of things we do as a group. One of the things we do is we help with student interviews and getting involved in enrolling students into the university, and we also help with different lectures like disability awareness, or for me personally I help out with when they're talking about social work history, and I talk about my experience with social work. So that's basically it, really.
My name's I'm a member of SWIG. I have been a member of SWIG for about 5 years now, and I'm really glad that I've joined, because I feel that with my past, I can help former or prospective students to become really good social workers. Now, I came from an abusive marriage, and it took me a long time to get out of it. And what you need to do is to be able to spot anything that you feel is wrong, somewhere where there's denials, where there's things that are not quite right. And I hope that I can be able to show you some of the things that you would need to know. And I really do need to know that I can help you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Deborah Watts. I've been a member of SWIG since it started. Why I joined SWIG was because I wanted to change the way social workers acted with people. From a very early age, when I was about 5, I had social workers. Why I got started in this with SWIG was because I like people to talk to me as a human being, and I try and talk to them. And I've got a sister who's got very badly learning difficulties, and her and her friend were the first two learning disability to get married and to have children. But sadly, both of them have lost their children, and their children were put into care. But they've got over it, and by my work in SWIG, I've explained to them why it happened and why it doesn't happen to other people as well. So I've tried to get social workers to look at the angle of their customer or client viewpoint as well, that they're not to tell people what to do, they're to say, well, we're here to help you to do things. What would you like us to do to make your life just a little bit better? Which I've passed on to my sister, her friend, and that's what I install in the social workers now. I think if you start at the bottom and not at the top, it might work through.
My name's Isabel Potter and I joined SWIG in September 2021. I got first introduced to it by meeting Kevin in Starbucks, which I'm pretty sure is his second home, and he told me about all the wonderful work he does with the university and showed me that I could use my experiences as a disabled person to help educate people, and I felt like I have to get involved in that because the one thing I've missed is feeling useful. So I've loved doing the creative projects, which have been so much fun and so inspiring to see how students have interpreted a situation I've given them into such a wonderful piece of creativity. And it shows such a high level of understanding that they can turn a story into something completely different. I've thoroughly enjoyed meeting all the new students and seeing how receptive they've been to our stories and given their own stories as examples and sort of going off their own life experiences and ours to help further their education. I've also been involved with the interviewing, which I think is a very important part of the work we do as SWIG, because having a service user on the interview panel gives a very different perspective, and it is a fantastic collaboration between us and the teaching team to find fantastic new students to come join the course next year, and we can look to see how passionate the students are when they give their presentations to us and how receptive they'll be to education. And it is a wonderful experience to go through.